Hello and welcome back to Kiki's Tarot Cafe. Today we have What Do They Think of You, the romantic version. I'm hoping to make a non-romantic one soon. But basically you have the three pile of Clow cards. We have the nameless card in the Sakura Clow card version. We have the nameless card again in the regular Clow card version. And then we have the nothing in the center with this version of the Clow cards. So go ahead and meditate on your piles, and I will see you at your timestamp. Hello to those of you who selected pile number 1. We have the nameless, we have the jump, the silent, the storm, and we have more, but we'll get to that in a minute. so far, see, you give this person a lot of hope, even when, no one else around them really does. The jump is about challenging someone to do better. Like, you can see they're kind of like leveling up, you're jumping to the next level. It's kind of like you kind of push them to do better. I'm sorry, but yeah, like, you kind of challenge their viewpoints in a way that other people don't, and you ultimately get them to level up. It's not like challenging them just to play devil's advocate, it's like for their benefit, and they see that. The silent and the storm can kind of go together. The storm is about frustrations and like holding your feelings in, but the silent is about like meditation and contemplation and like thinking before you act. So I feel like you've kind of taught this person like not to suppress their feelings, or like to take a time out before they react, violently or negatively. The song's really nice. It's about happiness, harmony. So I feel like you get along in a way that, I don't know, other friends or other people don't get along with them. If you think of notes in harmony, right, like you guys are two different, distinct but complementary notes, essentially, and it's literally the song. Like, think actual harmony, but maybe music is important to you guys. The song is also about healing, so I think maybe you help this person out with their shadow work, and expressing their emotions. The fight especially with the fact that it's under the jump, it's almost like you guys, well, I mean, everyone gets into fights, but it's not toxic. I'm saying it's kind of like to better each other, because you're leveling up with those fights. But it's also the fight is about willpower, so I feel like you guys really motivate each other, maybe to fight for your dreams, or to stand up for themselves. Like, you help them stand up for themselves when they feel that they can't do that. Sorry, I'm trying to see if you can see my PJ pants. Not relevant. Alright, the through, it literally means to make it through. So maybe, again, with the hope card over here, like, they have this optimism that you guys are gonna make it, which they probably didn't have with other people. You can also see the through passing through a solid object, so it's kind of like, I think of boundaries, and this card usually means boundaries being crossed, so it's possible that that like other people will cross their boundaries, but like you might be the only one who respects them. It's also maybe like you kind of break their barriers down, versus like just crashing through them. Like, it's okay to have that boundary, but why do you have that boundary? Is it a toxic like reflex? Is it a defense mechanism, or is it like just a boundary that you have? So kind of like exploring that in a respectful way. And then the Libra, which is about fairness. This is probably like a very fair relationship. Like, you're not just like, you're gonna pay all the time, or I'm gonna pay all the time. You guys might even go like 50-50 or take turns. Very balanced in terms of masculinity and femininity. I just fairness is also like in terms of judgment. So like maybe when you guys, you know, do get into an argument, you don't blow it out of proportion or anything. They feel that you judge them fairly. Even if they don't agree with you, they're still like, well, it wasn't like they were being dramatic. It was just like fairness, if that makes any sense. Sorry about that. I want to show off my coffee mug, but I don't want to spill coffee. It says, can I get an amen? Oh my god, I love puns. Sorry, you're not here for that. You're like, can you just tell me what this person thinks? So these are like the, what do you call it, like tough love kind of cards. You have ask a fucking expert, don't rely on your friends or the internet, listen to a damn professional. Okay, so if you guys ever run into a problem where like you can't fix it, you know, go to a professional. And I know that's not always a like viable option for some people, so maybe try looking up, you know, what experts are saying in their papers, or try looking up videos by like certified professionals if you can't afford an actual session with a professional. Because, you know, a lot of the times our friends, they're so lovely, but they don't actually tell us, like, sometimes they just tell us what we want to hear. And so, or sometimes, you know, they're always like, oh, just leave that person, and it's like, that's not a solution, that's not very helpful. So yeah, but maybe you do need to leave the person, you know. Okay, that's like a different situation. But just ask a professional. Love, get some, give some, it will cheer you up. You know what, I just thought of something else. Like, maybe their shadow work requires more than just you know, like, oh, just talk about your feelings. Like, maybe they actually need a professional, and maybe you're helping them see that, like, hey, there's only so much we can do as your friends. Maybe it's time that, maybe you're helping them get comfortable with the idea that they might need professional help. Love, get some, get some, give some. It will cheer your ass up. Yeah, so I think maybe they were kind of grumpy before they met you, and you kind of taught them like how to be more loving. Yeah, maybe they didn't have people in their lives that reciprocated the love that they gave in the past. Time to let go, move the fuck on. So yeah, again, with this like professional help, I think you're kind of helping them move on from this, like, you know, I don't want to say badness, I'm sure there are better words out there than badness, but kind of like the shadow part of their past, and it's kind of like time to grow up from that. And I think you're helping them realize that you look like a shit show, you're a hot mess, fact, clean yourself up. Yeah, I feel like you're giving them major like, hey, you need to get your life together vibes. And yeah, I don't think they're taking it like an attack or anything. Like I said, you're doing it respectfully, you're doing it fairly, you're not crossing boundaries in an inappropriate way. You're leveling them up, you're basically pushing them to be better, and I feel like they really get that message. A wedding, okay. So again, like, making it through, I feel like you're this person's ew, I hate when people say end game. That's so freaking corny, but like, yeah. Like, they see you as like their ideal partner, essentially. Releasing your ex, so that might be not necessarily that they still have feelings for their ex, but just like maybe they had a toxic ex in the past that caused all this drama, and so now they're kind of they're learning how to release those toxic behaviors. For a lot of people, this card comes up and it's not even talking about like an ex, like a romantic partner, because it literally says the time has come to clear your energy. So it's kind of like clearing anyone or anything from your past, even though the card says ex. It's like just anything that no longer serves you, and they are seeing that. Reconciliation. Maybe you guys did get into a fight. Just seeing the fight card right here. And it's saying that there will be reconciliation. It also says someone from your past is returning to your life. So it's kind of like, I think, you know, when you suppress your emotions, they don't go away. They're just kind of there, and they manifest in other, potentially more toxic ways. So I think that's just kind of what this is saying. Like, all that stuff you've been ignoring, it's like coming back, and it's time for you to like balance this shit out because you look like a shit show, my guy. Then you have the lover, which is supposed to be like the lover. So you're kind of like this person's ideal again. Marriage, wedding. You don't have to want to get married, like if that's not the case. It's just like being with someone forever. And then you have the justice card again with like this evenness. I think even the fight card, like maybe they don't stick up for themselves a lot, and it's like time for them to get their own justice, or just even out whatever like negativity they have. You also have the Fool. The Fool is about new beginnings, so it's like if you guys are in a fight right now, or if you guys are kind of like in the middle or right before, you know, they get professional help, or you know, before they figure out their hot mess, I feel like eventually you guys will have a new beginning, and that's a pretty lovely message. It's like, you know, if you are feeling like maybe this person's angry at you or something, it's just kind of like they're not going to go anywhere. It's just going to be a different dynamic because there's stuff that you guys have to work through. Partners are often like reflections of one another, so maybe there's stuff in here that you relate to. Maybe they don't necessarily, you know, see themselves. Like maybe they're the ones who push you, is basically what I'm saying, or they're the ones who have helped break down your barriers. Like, just because you pick this, like maybe it's not them, maybe it's you, but they still think that of you. I don't know if that makes any sense, but yeah, hopefully that was helpful. Let me know. Have a nice day. Hello to those of you that selected pile number 2. I know my piles. I feel like I always do that to number 2. Alrighty. Well, choop. Let's get your Clow cards. Or your Clow cards, however you want to pronounce it. We have the Windy, the Shadow, the Nothing, the Silent, the Erase, the Return, the Light and the Dark, and the Sleep. This is kind of similar to the previous pile. It's kind of like shadow work. I feel like this person's might be a little self-destructive, and you kind of teach them to be constructive and not destructive. Because the Nothing is basically like the card of self-destruction or destruction in general. It kind of like destroys everything it comes to contact with. That yeah, but then you have the Shadow right here, so I feel like that's part of their shadow work. You also have the Windy, which is about watching your words. So I feel like this person just has a lot of like anger and things that they don't deal with, and you kind of help them out with that. The Silent is very much about self-reflection and thinking before you act. So you might be like the person that helps them with their self-destructive tendencies. The shadow is also about facing your problems, so maybe they like to run away a lot. Like, they kind of just destroy and run away, and you're like, nope, you're not gonna do that. You also have the erase here. It's funny because it's next to the return, which makes me think they're waiting for like a second chance of some sort. It's possible they did something to fuck up, or maybe they like didn't watch their words with you specifically. Yeah, because the erase can be about like running out of luck, and so now you're waiting for your next chance, and the return is literally about a second chance, and it encourages you to not give up. So it's possible that, you know, they got upset with you, or they just like got upset in general about something else, and so now they're just waiting for like the second chance. But it also says like never give up, so I feel like, you know, they are being given a second chance. They just kind of have to get their shit together instead of being destructive. You also got the light and the dark. I'm sorry, I always click my freaking tongue, and then when I like watch it back, I'm like, I sound like I don't know, like I have a very specific image of like my friend telling me there was this lady at church who was like chewing on some candy and she was just like the whole freaking session, and I'm just like, you had to sit next to that, and that's all I picture like when I'm watching my videos back, and I'm so sorry that I like click my tongue unintentionally, and I'm sorry. Okay, the light and the dark. So these are usually two separate cards, and the dark represents kind of taking the time to restore. I think of like charging your battery, like it's time to again like withdraw and really analyze your situation, and the light is about leading. So I feel like maybe you're kind of like leading by example, and this individual is like seeing that, and now they're trying to like almost emulate you, I suppose. But right now they're kind of just like taking a time out because they probably fucked up somewhere. And the sleep, yeah, okay, so the sleep is literally to sleep on it. They were probably frustrated, and so now they're just kind of taking a time out to really like check themselves, to watch the way they word things, and this card indicates completion, and this card indicates, these two cards indicate like a second chance. So I feel like they know you're giving them a second chance, but they're kind of like fixing themselves before they fuck it up again, if that makes sense. So for your top left cards, you got stop talking. Yeah. Shut your mouth and listen. So I think, yeah, the silent, like literally shut your mouth and listen and reflect. A lot of reflection. You can even see here like the light and the dark. The dark is inside of a mirror, and the light is the actual being. So I feel like they're just kind of self-reflecting right now, watching their words, like literally like shut up, dude, like you fucked up somewhere. And they know that. Detox. So I know like when we think detox, we think of like diets, so that could be a message, but I'm seeing like detox, like this toxic energy. But here it says drink a smoothie, unfriend that asshole, and throw some shit out. So yeah, like they know that they messed up, and they really want to like get it together before they come back to you. So if you are in separation right now, just kind of like give them their time. Don't push them to come forward before they're ready, because they're trying to figure themselves out right now, and if you're like trying to rush that process just because you want to reply, like that's not helpful to their
process right now because they're really like doing mad self-reflection right now. They know, they're aware they have to like toss that shit out. Have you eaten? You're acting like a big ass baby. Okay, so like maybe food is an actual like message here. You need food in your belly. Eat a fucking taco. Maybe this person gets hangry. Like, people laugh at that, but like that's like a real thing. Like, I don't know. You can also think of people who like they act really irritable before they've had coffee. So like maybe you guys get into a fight before this person has food in their stomach, and like I'm not saying like all of this self-destructiveness is because they didn't eat tacos. Like, I'm just saying I think like when they don't eat, it heightens their irritability from the crap they already have. And I don't know, maybe consider eating before you guys get into an argument. They might become more agreeable, but also maybe there is like a diet message here. Like maybe I don't know, like food genuinely affects the way you act. If you eat junk food, like eventually you will feel sluggish. If you eat healthy food, like you feel better. Like maybe this person is eating a lot of foods that affect their mood, or maybe they're one of those people that's very like more sensitive, you know, more sensitive to the way food affects them. Yeah. Sorry, oh my god, I'm doing the freaking lip smacking thing again. It's so annoying. You need some fucking yoga in your life. Ancient shit is cool. So this is interesting. It's like yoga and eating. I feel like maybe it's possible this person has self-esteem issues or body image issues. Like maybe they're very like, they're constantly thinking about what they're eating or like how they look or how their body looks. And maybe like that's part of the self-destructiveness too. You can even see the shadow self. He's like looking through clothes. Like, what the heck? I don't know. Like maybe they're very conscious about like what they wear, their body image, their literal reflection. And maybe that stems from childhood. And it's possible, like, I know there's a lot of people that feel destructive. You know, like they're doing so well on their diet, and then they get upset with themselves, so then they like binge eat or something. Like maybe that's part of their self-destructiveness, and that'll affect like their mood with everybody. So there's a lot of oh my god, I did it again. Whatever. Okay. Sorry. I'm just gonna ignore it every time I click my freaking tongue. Yeah. I'm getting the message, like, there's food here. Like, it's some kind of importance in... Like, it holds a big importance here. And maybe you help them deal with that? Unrequited love. There's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. Attraction. Conflicting messages. Great. Soulmate. Okay. So I'm feeling like, I don't know. Like, just because... It's so funny that it says there's not enough attraction, and then immediately after you get a friggin' attraction card. So it's like, maybe you guys are attracted to each other because of, like, soulmate. I don't see soulmate as, like, the Hollywood, this is the person you're meant to be with forever. I see it as someone who's here to teach you a lesson, or maybe even someone you knew from another life, but that doesn't necessarily mean they're good for you. So it's possible... You know, like, they definitely have some shit to figure out, and, even if you, maybe that was their second chance, like, you gave them a second chance, and then they messed up again. So it's kind of like, there's only so much you can do for the individual. No matter how much you're attracted, no matter how like much you click, like at some point, I don't know, it just kind of gives, like, they have a lot of work to do on themselves before they try to hold this relationship stable. So maybe you guys just need a break from one another. I don't know. I'm not one to tell people what to do, but I feel like you guys, I don't know, you kind of already know. And then you see these cards and it just kind of confirms what you already knew. So if that's not a message for you, then don't take it. The Devil, addiction. So again, like, there's some kind of like food, yoga, I don't know what's going on here. They have like an addiction that like makes them kind of unbearable. And then you have the Hermit, like, they have self-reflection to do. And it's for the best. Like, this separation isn't like to isolate. It's literally to better themselves because something went down. And then you have the Emperor, so that's a good sign. It's like at the end of it, they will be a better person for it. But I mean, if it's worth it for you to stick around and wait, it's kind of your own choice, you know. But yeah, that was kind of the message I got. I hope that was helpful. Make good choices, and I hope this individual can find their way back to the light. Have a nice day.
Hello to those of you who selected pile number 3. I hope this is the one group that is not depressing as hell. The other ones were like, your partner's pretty crappy, but if you want to deal with it, I can't tell you what to do. Like, I hope this is like not like that.
Alrighty. The Fight. So the fight is about willpower, basically. I feel like you really motivate this person. You might even challenge them to do better. Yeah, but I also see the through. The through is about like crossing boundaries, but not in a toxic way necessarily. I'm seeing kind of like you challenge them basically for their own good, not to be toxic. The Libra is a very neutral energy, so sometimes you might just challenge them to play devil's advocate, which could be irritating, but essentially it's like all in, not necessarily fun, but it's like you're not trying to be toxic, basically. Yeah. Then you have the Dream, which is about making room in your heart for a dream. So maybe this person kind of like abandoned the things they wanted to do, or they didn't really have any willpower for that, and you're kind of like bringing that back into their life, and you're having them focus on their dreams, or you kind of like I don't know, made them feel that their dreams was possible. Like, maybe you're very supportive to this individual and it helps them pursue their dreams. They can also dream about you a lot. Like, it's about your intuition and your subconscious, so. Okay. We got the Little, the Windy, and the Maid. Let me double check that I didn't like drop a Clow card somewhere. Alright, I'm not seeing anything, so we're gonna go with it. The Little is about problems that seem big right now, but they're actually really small. I feel like you help this person put things in perspective. They might be one of those people that kind of like jumps to conclusions really fast, and you're just kind of like, it's not that serious. And then you have the Maze. This person kind of feels confused and lost, but the Fight is kind of like the energy of someone who knows what they're doing. So I feel like you've helped them get out of this maze energy. You also have the windy, which is about completion. That's funny, like you're in a maze and then like completion. Yeah, I feel like you help them complete some dreams even. You've kind of helped them get out of this like, what's the, like, I guess foggy mind energy. Like you've kind of gotten them out of that. The windy is also about watching your words. This might be a message for you because it's under the Libra card, so it makes me feel like what's the word, like we were saying earlier, like sometimes you just do it to play devil's advocate, like maybe don't do that. But I mean, it's not necessarily toxic behavior, it's just like maybe it rubs the person the wrong way. So your tough love messages are get over yourself, pull your shit together, help people, give back, do the good shit for humanity. Yeah, so maybe this person's been in a slump where they like don't feel like doing anything, and you're kind of like pulling them out of it, like, hey. I think of that scene in like The Incredibles where the like fashion designer, she like, you are Elastigirl, pull yourself together, like, yeah, she like slaps her. It's just, oh my gosh. But anyway, yeah, you're kind of like, hey, get it together, dude, like. And then it says do good shit for humanity, so I feel like maybe their dreams were beyond, you know, selfish reasons, and they just felt like they couldn't do it, and you're kind of like kind of like tough love yourself, you know, telling them to get back into it. Then you have rebel, because fuck it. So maybe there's like, maybe like the reason they felt they couldn't pursue their dreams was because like their parents or someone in their life kind of made them feel like you can't do this, and so there's like a rebellion happening here. There's also I know some parents don't like you know, partners of their children, like, oh, my daughter-in-law is this, blah blah blah. So it's kind of like you're encouraging them to rebel against like something or someone who's like limiting their beliefs. Money, 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 make it rain. Yeah, I feel like this person will find a lot of success because of you. Lucky them. And yeah, that's so nice. There's not like a deep spiritual meaning to make it rain. It's literally just like you're helping them financially. Even if you yourself aren't supporting the individual financially, it can be like you help them pursue their dreams in a manner that was financially viable. Fuck fear. It will lie to your face. Yeah, so like I say that all. Yeah, so like yeah, but this person has a lot of like deep-seated fears, and I think that's kind of where they're getting this confusion energy. Like they don't know what path to take because they're limiting themselves, or other people have placed limits on them based off of fear, and you're kind of helping them see like you're being kind of irrational. Like you're making a bigger deal out of things that aren't that big a deal, if that makes sense. There's also the Libra, which is energy of like fairness. So it's kind of like you help them make clear judgments that aren't just like based in fear or biases. I also, with the Libra and the humanity thing here, like maybe they actually have a dream that like that really helps other people. It's not just like, you know, I want to sit on my ass all day and that is my dream. Like it's genuinely something that like gives back to the community or something. And I don't know why anyone would try to convince them outside of that. Like I know there's been situations where like a specific situation, there was a guy who wanted to be like a little league coach, but he didn't pursue it because the pay was lower and he thought that would like lower his status, even though like, you know, these little kids really needed a coach that wasn't a douchebag. He didn't pursue it, and even though he would have like really helped them and taught them good life lessons, like he didn't, just because other people told him that you know, like your business soulless job is somehow more like a bigger status symbol than like just being a little league coach. So I don't know. It really depends on the individual, but I feel like they're kind of like in that mindset right now, like, oh, people will judge me, or like kind of like the status of it, but it's like you can actually help people, so why are you gonna listen to other people? Like, fuck it. And also with the Make It Rain thing here, I feel like they'll still be making good money. It's not like they're making, you know, a terrible financial decision. I don't know. I don't know your individual situation, but still. Express your love. Passion. Okay, alright, chill. Religious factors. So again with like the family flirt, cute. Maybe you're maybe the family is like saying that it might not even be the family, like it says your love life is influenced by religious upbringing. So I don't know, maybe you're a witch, and maybe this individual was taught that like witches go to hell, and so now even though you guys are like really into each other, he's kind of like, well, do I want to go to hell? Like, but it's all like this indoctrination that you kind of have to work through, so you're just kind of telling this person like, fuck all that. And express your love, like maybe they have issues expressing their love because of the religious factors, but there's like so much fucking passion here that like I don't know how long you'll be able to keep that up, sir. Yeah, and I think they know it too. You have temperance. So temperance is about balance. Again with the Libra card here, like something is out of balance here. Maybe they're committing themselves too much to, you know, a certain part of their life, whether that be family or religion or work, whatever, and you're just kind of helping bring back balance into their life. And you have the moon, which is intuition. I wonder if their intuition is out of balance, because, you know, your heart will tell you one thing and then your brain's like, no, I was taught to believe this. So maybe you're helping this individual kind of trust their gut a little bit more. Especially when it comes to religious factors, like, you know, even if your gut says one thing, like what you've been raised to believe will be like a knee-jerk reaction. So I think maybe this individual doesn't feel like the way they were brought up is reality, but they're so scared of like whatever the repercussions of that religious path are that they're just like kind of freaking out about it. Then you have the world, which is completion, along with the windy, which is completion. I feel like you guys will see an end to this this maze situation. Like, you're gonna help them realize that this no longer serves them. And yeah, I don't want to say much more than that because I didn't get any other indicators, but essentially you will see an end to the situation. Hopefully that was helpful. Let me know in the comments. Thank you.